Welcome to Evanced Solutions How-To session. Today's session will cover how to modify quick search setup within Summer Reader. Let's begin by signing in to the staff side of your Summer Reader program. You will need to know your administrative password to sign in and do the modifications for today's session. Here in the password box, I am going to type in my administrative password, and I can either hit the Enter key on my keyboard or I can select the login by a simple click. Once the program opens, it will open up in Manage Programs. However, to make the modification changes to Search All Programs, we would need to go into System Maintenance. But first, I want to talk about our current options under Search All Programs. So here at the top, I could type in a last name to search all programs for a patron that is already registered. If I go ahead and type in the last name Canely and hit search or hit the enter key, it will pull up all of the Canelys in my system. If I take that out and I do a first name search for Sierra, it will search the system for Sierras, and it would pull back the information that matched my criteria. If I come down, I can even put a check mark in to make sure that I'm just getting members. So if Sierra Canely was a member, she would be pulled back into the search. The next section would be text searching. So maybe I didn't know how to fully spell Canely. I can just put in C-A-N-N, and I'm going to take out Sierra here and hit search, and it would bring up anything that matched that criteria. I could also do any part. So if I did any part, that would mean C-A-N-N could match any part of the last name, and it would bring back anybody that met that criteria. Now, hitting go is the same as hitting enter on your keyboard. It will go ahead and define my search. If I hit clear, it will clear search all programs. If I select the advanced search, another box appears. And now I could put in my name, I could put in the first name, last name, I could put in age, year, month, so on and so forth. And if I hit more, it would give me additional items that I can search on. So if I was looking for a specific patron, I can get down to the nitty-gritty by going into the advanced search. Now, to make modifications to the screen, we want to go over to System Maintenance, System Setup, and we're going to go to Quick Search Setup. Once I'm in Quick Search Setup, there are already two fields defined, the last name and the first name. We saw those in our previous screen. Now I can go down to the third field, though, and define my own field. So if I wanted to have the opportunity to search by age, I would put in that field. So if I was looking for maybe all the 5-year-olds in my system, that would give me the search criteria option for me to do so. I could also do the same for, let's say, gender. I wanted to see all the girls in my system. And last but not least, let's choose a third one. We could do it based on school name. Okay. So when I chose school name, it's now stating that it's a list. If I check this box, it will automatically bring up the drop-down for me instead of making it a free-form field. Over here in Change Order, I can change the order that these would appear on that screen. So by choosing this bottom arrow, where it points up, I can move school name up one field. I can do the same with the other fields. I can move them up a field or I can move them down. Let's hit save and see what our search screen looks like. So let's go back over to Manage Programs, where we began, and you'll see Search All Programs. Now we have age, we have our school name, and because Gender was not one of my defined fields when I set up my programs. I'm not going to see it here. So the reason why you don't see it is because I'm not defining that field and I'm not having patrons define that field. So that is an invalid field for me to select for my particular search all programs. Another place that you would see this search all programs is under system maintenance, and it would be located here in the center section. Now remember, when we were talking about the quick search setup and I was going through the school name, the list option came up. As you can see, I can choose from a list now, which would be Franklin Central School. Now that I select that, I can hit go, and it'll bring up everyone that's registered with the Franklin Central School. If I wanted to make further modifications, I could quickly go back to Quick Search Setup. And maybe I don't want to use gender since it's not a field. I'm going to choose teacher. So I've chosen teacher, and again the list box appears. But this time I'm going to leave it unchecked, just so you can see how it affects the program. Let's go ahead and hit save. So now, as you can see, teacher is not a drop-down. I would have to actually type in the teacher's name instead of using the drop-down. And as you can see, we have one patron who has signed up with Mrs. Seco. If you needed to make other modifications within the program, you can do so by staying logged in. Otherwise, if you are finished with what you were modifying, you can quickly log off.